A lot of people are buzzing right now, saying Lloyd Banks might jump straight into this whole mess with 50 Cent versus Jim Jones, Fabolous, Dave East, and Mano. The big question is, how real is that talk? Banks has been dropping freestyle after freestyle this year, so is he back in that battle mindset again? Is he locked in like that right now? And let's be honest, is it possible that Banks and 50 quietly patch things up behind the scenes? Because if that's the case, something heavy could be loading. What is Banks really cooking up right now? And if this happens, Fabolous might end up dealing with something he never even saw coming. Before we go deeper, hit that like button and smash the hype button right now, because this conversation is about to turn up fast. Run those likes up and show love, because it really helps the channel move different. Now here's where things get spicy. People are convinced Lloyd Banks could pop out as a surprise guest and aim straight at the Let's Rap About It podcast, with Fab catching the most smoke. But how likely is that really? Is this realistic at all? The truth is, 50 Cent and Lloyd Banks haven't exactly been cool lately, and most fans don't even know why. It was never fully aired out, but Fifth has definitely taken shots at Banks on Instagram before, and recently 50 finally spoke on their situation in an interview, so listen closely to what he had to say.
Banks, he just, I don't even know, he couldn't even tell you like at any point when you speak to him what the problem is.
Damn.
I put him like where I put Marquise.
Oh, wow.
Like they just have something internally that's going on with them that gives them some sort of resentment towards me, and I just don't even care about what's going on.
Banks.
So now, Fifth takes it way further and straight up compares Banks to his son Marquise, and that comparison is cold. In his mind, it's over, locked. No calls, no texts, no relationship at all. He's basically saying it's done forever, no turning back. He's putting Banks in the same box as his son Marquise, who Fifth believes was pushed away from him by his mother and told not to deal with 50 at all. And that's wild, because by 50's logic, he could have helped set his son up for real money, serious money. We're talking life-changing levels if things went differently. There's even talk that Viv claims her son-in-law Keith could have launched the first StockX-style app before StockX even existed. And if you know anything about StockX, that platform is massive, moving insane numbers every year. That alone shows how big these missed opportunities were. So now, the big question stays the same. Is Lloyd Banks really about to jump into this situation, or nah? Nobody truly knows if Banks and Fifth have spoken privately, or if there's been any kind of quiet reconnection at all. What we do know is this: Banks is being active, dropping music, staying outside, and Halloween Havoc is already out. And honestly, this might really be his final Halloween Havoc drop. I could be wrong, but I'm not gonna lie, that project was solid, the production was crazy clean, the beats were knocking, and it sounded focused. On top of that, Banks dropped a whole run of freestyles that were straight up ridiculous. Lyrically, he's moving on a different tier right now, and honestly, everybody we've named in this whole conversation would struggle to touch him bar for bar. So the real question stays on the table. Is Banks really about to pop out and insert himself into this beef at all? Or is he just locked in on music and letting everything else slide? Now, here's where things shift. Someone who's been close to Banks and used to be tight with 50 has stepped up with something to say, and his name is Trav.
Now, I gotta give y'all niggas the facts. The reason why him and Banks fell out, bro, cause Banks' father died, bro, and Banks was sad, bro. All Banks wanted to do was him to pull up like, yo, bro, I'm sorry for your condolences. Because the nigga 50 don't come from no family, he try to play like this fake role model. Man, you ain't even know your father. So the nigga Banks like, what? What kind of nigga say? Cause you didn't know who your dad was. You gonna say to me, I didn't know my father. Nigga, you don't know what times I ever spent with my dad, nigga. Oh, I ain't fucking with that nigga. And that's what happened, bro. But see, me, bro, I'm gonna tell you who I am since y'all don't know who I am. I was a nigga that I didn't give a fuck. Like, you don't fuck with Banks? Banks still my nigga. I'm still gonna go there and say what's up. I'm gonna still go over there and say what's up to 50.
What's wild is Trav is now moving around Jim Jones's circle and connected to that side, and according to him, there's a real reason why Banks and 50 aren't speaking anymore. But before we even get into that, you already know what time it is. Hit that like button and smash that hype button right now, because this part matters and it helps the channel big time. No cap, let's lock in. Alright, now let's get straight into what Trav had to say. So Trav is telling a story nobody else is really telling right now, and that's because he had real access to both sides at one point, so his angle hits different. According to Trav, the real issue started when Banks' father passed, and Banks didn't like how 50 reacted to it. Trav claims Banks felt 50 couldn't truly relate, saying 50 never had a father himself, so the response just didn't sit right with him. Now look, that could be true, or it could be more layered than that. We honestly don't know the full picture here, and that's just being real. Nobody knows exactly what was said behind closed doors. Nobody's perfect either. Even fans gotta admit that sometimes people we respect do things that rub us the wrong way. I respect 50 heavy, always have, but let's keep it honest. There are moments where he moves in ways that make people scratch their heads, and that's normal. Everybody has flaws, even the ones you rock with, but based on how things look right now, Lloyd Banks doesn't seem interested in responding to anybody at all. Matter of fact, it wouldn't be shocking if Banks has a better relationship with Fabolous right now than he does with 50. And imagine how wild it would be if Banks dissed 50 instead of the other way around. That would flip everything upside down. But honestly, that feels unlikely. It really looks like Banks is just watching everything unfold from the outside, staying quiet and keeping his distance. Yeah, 9 times out of 10, that's probably exactly what it is. Banks is most likely chilling on the sidelines, but let's not ignore the facts. He's been super active this year. He's been dropping non-stop freestyles, and these aren't lazy throwaways either. These are sharp, polished, next-level bars where Banks is really talking. I won't lie, it would be fire to see Banks step back into the spotlight like that. Seeing him jump into the mix would be crazy exciting, but realistically, that probably isn't happening. This whole battle talk feels like it's getting stretched way out of proportion right now. Now, of course, 50 Cent is saying he's about to make a move, and he's hinting that it's coming soon. We already talked about the rumors of him popping up on Uncle Murda's 2025 wrap-up. So now it's just a waiting game. I don't know how likely that really is, but if it happens, it'll definitely shake things up. And honestly, it doesn't even feel like Mano or Dave East expected this to snowball the way it did. Fab and Jim look the most ready for whatever comes next, like they're already braced for impact. But the truth is simple. We don't even know what's coming next at all. Right now, all anyone can do is watch, wait, and see how this plays out. So at this point, everything is really sitting in 50 Cent's hands. All eyes are on him to see if he's actually going to press the button or just keep applying pressure from the sidelines. He's been teasing action, dropping hints, and letting the internet do the rest, which is exactly how 50 likes to move. If he really shows up on Uncle Murda's 2025 wrap-up, that alone changes the whole temperature. That's not a random platform. That's calculated, loud, and guaranteed to get reactions. And if names start getting mentioned, things could escalate fast. But here's the twist. 50 doesn't always need to say names. Sometimes the subs hit harder than direct shots, and that's where he's dangerous. Meanwhile, Jim Jones and Fabolous look like they're standing firm, not backing down, and clearly ready for whatever response comes next. Banks, though, still feels like the wild card watching from afar. He's locked into music, not mess, and that silence might actually be louder than any diss right now. One move could flip this whole situation upside down, and everybody knows it. At this point, nobody truly knows what's coming next, and that's the crazy part. Whatever happens could come completely out of left field. Everybody keeps begging for 50 Cent to rap, but let's be real. We don't control when or if 50 even feels like rapping. That's just facts. I don't know if he's going to rap, I don't know if he won't, and anybody saying they do is guessing. This ain't 2003 anymore. Fifth is a busy man with real business moves, real money, and real leverage. So the question stays wide open. What is the real response going to be? What actually counters the Squatters Rights Freestyle? Nobody knows. A lot of people are hungry for a full-blown battle right now. Fans want to see chaos, they want to see lyrical smoke, they want to see sides picked, but will they actually get that? That's the real question. And honestly, it doesn't fully feel like it's headed there, but I could be wrong. What makes the most sense business-wise? That's always the angle 50 plays. For now, all we can do is speculate and watch how it unfolds. Now, let me hear from you. How do you feel about all this? Do you think there's still a small chance Lloyd Banks hops in, even with him and Fifth not being on good terms? Drop your thoughts in the comments, because this situation keeps getting more interesting by the day. And if you rock with this breakdown, make sure you subscribe to Dripzine, like the video, share it, and smash that hype this video button. It's free and it really helps the channel grow. Thank you for the support.